This was Marine's last home game of the season. With just 3 games remaining, they lay 9 points behind 5th-placed AFC Fylde, having played 3 games more. In short, they needed a miracle to get into the playoffs. The visitors North Ferriby United are duelling with leaders Hednesford for the Premier League North title and automatic promotion. A midweek win at Matlock ensured that North Ferriby came to Merseyside in high spirits. The game began evenly, with both sides cancelling each other out in the opening minutes, with a hugely physical contest unfolding in front of the sellout crowd. However, Marine began to assert their home advantage, and spurred on by a raucous following, took the game to North Ferriby, carving out several chances. And the home side duly made the breakthrough on 9 minutes. North Ferriby was stunned by excellent interplay between Lee Trundle and Jonathan Boulding, who then crossed to find star striker Will Jones. Understandably, the visitors were stunned, and with Hednesford winning at Ilkeston, a response was desperately needed. North Ferriby upped the pressure and began carving through the Marine defence with increasing ease. The defence was particularly unsettled by a corner which was a struggle to clear, an early warning for Marine not to get complacent. It was a golden opportunity spurned by the visitors, and soon after it was Marine's turn to rue a missed chance. Robbie Lawton reacted quickly to a defence-splitting pass, and Matty Devine burst forward down the wing and showed some excellent footwork only to miss the target and give the visitors a lifeline in an enthralling match. There was more frustration in store just minutes later, when Robbie Lawton again used his skill and trickery to carve a gilt-edged opportunity for Lee Trundle. However, the ex-Swansea hitman fired his shot well over the bar, with North Ferriby keeper Adam Nicklin counting his blessings. Following Trundle's miss, there was a foul omen for Marine, with North Ferriby claiming a penalty, which Richard Bartlett turned down. Yet another warning for Marine, who needed a second goal badly. Approaching the half-hour mark, North Ferriby were exerting more and more pressure on the Marine defence. Captain Russell Fry's challenge for the ball was adjudged to be fair, but after an impressive show of pace and skill, could not find the target. However, Marine finally bowed to the away side's pressure. The ball found Ryan Kendall, who was fouled by Danny Grannon inside the box. Richard Bartlett showed no hesitation in awarding the penalty. Kendall himself stepped up and powered home for an equalising goal, which turned the flow of the match very much in North Ferriby's favour. Just 3 minutes later, the now dominant visitors burst forward yet again and won a corner courtesy of Ryan Kendall. Russell Fry delivered the corner with power and accuracy, and it was duly headed home by Anthony Wilson to complete the shock turnaround. 2-1 it was at half-time, and Marine's early confidence had now been visibly crushed, with the visitors showing a lot more stamina and fitness. In the second half, North Ferriby looked much more like the team which has so convincingly challenged for promotion this season. This chance came early in the second period, when Russell Fry again found Ryan Kendall. This time, however, Danny Grannon avoided fouling his man, and the ball was cleared, giving Marine a brief respite despite the relentless Humberside onslaught. Marine were consequently provoked into a response. However, North Ferriby were equal to anything that their hosts could muster, and were growing in confidence. Down the other end, Marine keeper and captain Ryan McMahon was again called into action. After some excellent and precise passing from the North Ferriby midfielders, Russell Fry was able to find fullback Paul Robson, who forced an impressive save at point-blank range from McMahon. Shortly after McMahon's save, it became quite obvious that this was not to be Marine's day. On this rare occasion, North Ferriby failed to retain possession, allowing a quick break which gave Will Jones a golden opportunity to equalise with his second goal. But the defence and Adam Nicklin held firm and retained the lead. Any hope of a late point was utterly destroyed in the 90th minute when John Shaw relinquished possession to Anthony Wilson. Wilson then found the pacey Ryan Kendall, and his pass fell to substitute Gary Bradshaw, who finished the game with an easy goal. The final score of 3-1 to North Ferriby was a much fairer reflection of the game. This result now realistically ends any faint hopes of a playoff place finish for Marine, who slipped to 10th place following this loss. Meanwhile, North Ferriby remained top on goal difference, with only Hednesford now threatening their promotion into the Blue Square Conference North. Marine manager Kevin Lynch was philosophical in defeat.
I thought there was nothing really in it, but you know, at the end of the day, the goals that we've conceded, I thought we gifted them the goals today, and little bit disappointed, you know, how we sort of ended the game. I thought we got a little bit complacent, playing at the wrong areas. But as I said, you know, I thought the goals that we gifted them was fairly easy goals. The penalty seemed to, you know, change swing the momentum in their favour. I thought, you know, Danny should be never, you know, an experienced defender should be never going to ground in them sort of areas. And as I said, you know, that seems to have changed the momentum of the game. But up until then, I thought we was controlled. There was nothing in it. But as I said, you know, goals win your games, and when you give, you know, league leaders goals, then it's always going to be difficult.
Of course, the turning point was the penalty in the 33rd minute. So, I mean, do you think that was a fair decision by the referee, or do you think that's, are you a bit disappointed in it?
To be honest, I never really seen it, so you know, I couldn't really pass judgments. I just felt that, you know, as an experienced defender, you know, going to ground in the box, you know, you'd always run the risk of conceding the penalty. So, you know, I just, you know, Danny did hold his hand up and said that he was sorry. But as I said, you know, it's sorry, you know, it always gives you the goal.
There's 2 games left. Is it a case of you're looking forward to next season really now? And if so, I mean, what sort of plans do you have to try and get Marine to that next step?
It's again, it always comes down to the players that we can look to attract. I think, you know, certainly looking at next year, you know, we have got a good catchment group of players that, you know, live in the locality of this area. So, you know, I just feel that there's a few areas, I've clearly said it, you know, I think it's forwards, although Will has been tremendous. Sometimes he's just been on his own at times, and we just need that little extra push with forwards. If you look at theirs today, you know, they've had 2 players who are both scoring goals. You know, we've only got Will, unfortunately. You know, goals have dried up for us, so that is a priority for us to look at strengthening them areas. But I think the difficult job will be trying to retain these players, you know.